In today's show, I'm looking ahead to Thursday's action in the NBA, giving streaming options and talking to Michael Bolton.
Thanks, Josh. It's Michael Bolton here, and it's time for another episode of the Locked On Fantasy Basketball Podcast. Let's get to it.
Let's get to it, indeed.
You are Locked On Fantasy Basketball, your daily fantasy basketball podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network.
Hello and welcome to the Locked On Fantasy Basketball Podcast, brought to you by Basketball Monster. My name is Josh Lloyd and I am the lead fantasy analyst at basketballmonster.com and at Yahoo Sports Australia. And you can find me on Twitter as always at redrock_Beeble and on Instagram at Locked On Fantasy Basketball. This episode is brought to you by Shopify, the all-in-one commerce platform to start, run, and grow your business. Scaling your business is a journey of endless possibilities, so start now at shopify.com/LockedOnNBA. All lowercase. Thank you also for making Locked On Fantasy Basketball your first listen every day. We are free and available on all platforms. We are here to talk about Thursday's action. Let's crack in. First game, Bucks Raptors. What am I watching for in this one? Pat Connaughton, who continues to have solid enough value at the back end of a 12-team league. Probably elevated himself over Grayson Allen at this point. Watching his role, what happens if DeMarcus Cousins even plays? How that impacts Connaughton, how it impacts Portis is going to be really, really interesting for me. Chris Middleton, also with him, he's just been a bit down. Him and Drew just a little bit down on where they were from last year. Can Middleton get it running? Can he have like a little stretch of top 20 value to boost his overall season numbers back up? And just seeing why the shots aren't probably falling as well as they have in the past. While for the Raptors, keep on punching Scotland Barnes. He has been really, really good and improving with the absences of Birch and with Anunoby. That bumps his usage. He looks more confident in those games. And we do get bigger performances in games where people are absent for Barnes. So it always means maybe there's some sell high value in him while that usage pushes up. I want to see him being more confident with his three-point shot, but otherwise he's looking really good with contributions right across the board. Want more assists, but good stuff right across the board anyway. And then Yuta Watanabe. Played a big role last game. You basically took Svi Mykhailiuk and Chris Boucher into minimal roles. Boucher basically out of the rotation. Is Watanabe going to continue that role? Does that make him 16-team league valuable? What does it mean when Birch and that come back? Like, watching how they deploy Watanabe is, I think, probably one of the bigger focuses here for me in this game. The Bulls and the Knicks. Javonte Green, I imagine they continue to start him. But will it be that 18 minutes, 25 minutes, 35 minutes like it was for him last game? His playing time is a little bit all over the place, so just watching how he looks. He is a steals option for deeper leagues, but the minutes are really key there. And then we're watching this bloke.
It's Big Vucevic.
Last game that we saw the Bulls, he went bananas. I'm not ready to say that means he's fully back, because that was obviously a top-end outlier performance against a Hornets team that allows big performances from centers. How Big Vooch goes in this one against the Knicks, against a better defense, will be intriguing, and let's see what that means. And then for the Knicks, Emmanuel Quickley, Derrick Rose. What are their roles going to be? Alec Burks will continue to start, but are Quickley and Rose going to play 30 a night? If they are, they're clear must-roster guys. I think they're must-roster anyway, just to see where this goes. But watching the dynamic between Burks, Fournier, Quickley, and Rose, and Barrett for that matter, how those minutes get split up is, I think, a really, really key focus in this matchup. The next game we take a look at is the Thunder and the Grizzlies. Trey Mann, last time we saw him, really, really good. Now, I'm recording this before he plays against the Rockets on Wednesday, and that is a game where Josh Giddey is out, so there is an opportunity for him. So how Mann and Jerome look, whether Giddey remains out for Thursday's game as well, is still up in the air. And whether one of those two can establish themselves as that best guard coming off the bench. They're both ahead of the Salt Flake Theo Maledon, although Maledon maybe gets an increased role also. So watching the Mann, Jerome, Maledon combination, I think is going to be interesting. Well, for the Grizzlies, we want to watch Dylan Brooks chuck up every shot in the world. That's always so much fun to watch. So watching how Brooks' usage looks, watching how many shots he misses, but also if he can contribute in other areas, which he did last game. He brought some steals and some blocks. That is useful, but you've got to balance the positives with the negatives with him. And then also the wave pool, DeAnthony Melton hated the minutes. If he gets 17 a night moving forward, then he's not going to be worth holding. I'd hold for one more, but if they keep playing him under 20 minutes, there's no point rostering him despite Ja Morant's injury. So we'll have to just watch that and pay some attention. You should also pay attention to this sound because it's important. That is the sound of another sale going through on Shopify, the all-in-one commerce platform that starts, runs, and helps to grow your business. In case you don't know, Shopify is that complete commerce platform that lets you start, grow, and manage a business. It's a subscription-based software that allows anyone to set up an online store and sell their products. Shopify store owners can also sell in physical locations using Shopify POS. POS stands for point of sale, not piece of shit. Our point of sale app, there you go. It's described that in the next sentence. And also their accompanying hardware. Shopify gives entrepreneurs the resources once reserved for big business. So upstarts, startups, and established businesses alike can sell everywhere, synchronize online and in-person sales, and effortlessly stay informed. Shopify powers over 1.7 million businesses from first sale to full scale, reaching customers online and across social networks with an ever-growing suite of channel integrations and apps, including Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, and more. Go to shopify.com/LockedOnNBA, all lowercase, for a free 14-day trial and get access to Shopify's entire suite of features. Grow your business with Shopify today. Go to shopify.com/LockedOnNBA right now. Shopify.com/LockedOnNBA. You know, companies, they're out here trying to scam you. They want to get that money without your consent. That's why free trials renew. So, get TrueBill to take control of your subscriptions. TrueBill is the new app that helps you identify and stop paying for subscriptions you don't need, want, or simply forgot about. On average, people save up to $720 a year with TrueBill. Because those companies make subscriptions hard to cancel, TrueBill is here to make it easy for you to cancel. And your TrueBill concierge is there when you need them to cancel unwanted subscriptions so you don't have to. TrueBill has over 2 million users and has helped save them over $100 million. Don't fall for subscription scams. Start canceling today at truebill.com/LockedOnNBA. Go right now, truebill.com/LockedOnNBA. It could save you thousands a year. truebill.com/LockedOnNBA. The Pistons and the Suns. Jeremy Grant. I want to talk about guys like Dylan Brooks that take every shot in the world. Can Jeremy Grant decide at some point to give Cade Cunningham the ball and to not take horrendous turnaround fadeaway long twos? That'd be great if you could do that. We're not dropping Jeremy Grant in any sort of situation, but it's frustrating, the poor shot selection and the low field goal percentage. And then the old flaming galah, Alf Stewart.
Is that you, Mr. Stewart?
Well, who the hell else do you think it'd be? Get in here, you pair of flaming galahs.
It makes me sad that the nickname Beef Stew is actually caught on enough that Isaiah Stewart has registered as a trademark. Like, it is one of the worst nicknames you could ever hear. Like, I'm going to name you after a food item that looks like poo in a bowl. Like, let's be honest, brown mush in a bowl. Like, what are we doing here? Beef stew. It just sounds stupid. I know I'm going on about it. I don't expect that anyone was going to think that the Flaming Galah was going to catch on for old Alf Stewart here. But Beef Stew is absolute bottom tier nicknames. But anyway, he had his first double-double of the season last time out against Portland. Can he keep that momentum rolling? Can your mate Dwayne Casey play him over 30 minutes a night? Can he get back into the top 100 discussions? And then for the Suns, Devin Booker's out. So what do? Is Cam Johnson going to start? Is Landry Shamet going to start? Are they going to start Cameron Payne next to Chris Paul? Lots of decisions. So I want to see how Johnson looked. He looked all right in that game against the Warriors with maybe some streamability. And then your mate also, Jay Crowder.
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit.
I feel like Jay Crowder, I won't say fraud because that's the wrong term. That's unfair to him. But he's a bloke that people look at as this awesome 3-and-D guy who's honestly just a very bad three-point shooter and has been for almost every single year of his career with maybe one or two outlier seasons. Yet everyone thinks he's this long-range bomber who's everything's going to go in, and he just isn't. Can we actually see some consistency from this bloke? I don't think he's also anywhere near as good of a defender as he has been in the past as well. It's not fraud-level stuff, but man, he's overrated. Let's see what he's able to do in this game. The last game of the day is the Spurs and the Blazers. It looks like Devin Vassell is going to return. I think he's a 12-team league player, so I'd be making sure he's on a roster and seeing how he plays and then how that also impacts Maximum Derek White.
Maximum Derek.
White has picked it up. He's like top 70, I think, over the last 2 weeks. But some of that has come with Vassell out. So can White maintain 30-plus minutes while Vassell gets 30 minutes? While Lonnie Walker gets kicked to a lower role? That's the ideal scenario, so let's hope that that's what ends up happening. Well, for the Blazers, there's no Damian Lillard, so Anthony Simons is a must-roster player. watching what Simons looks like here. We've already seen one game about against Detroit, but how he looks against a team that's a bit better than Detroit will be interesting. And then Larry Nance Jr. Nasir Little is out, so can Nance get 25 minutes a night? And the most important question, will we give a fuck? Like, that's the thing. He doesn't do shit in these minutes. So, sorry, I forgot to do the kids cover your ears there. But will Larry, is it going to matter? I tend to think no, but we'll see. And I just said something right there, and this is completely off topic, but hey, let's chat for a second. I feel like, and I don't know why I do this, that Americans have this weird way of hearing Australian accents that they think we say things the way that we don't say them. Like I saw this announcement that said Royce is out for tonight. Royce O'Neal, was a Jazz one, said Royce is out for tonight. And someone hilariously said that's what an Australian says when they look inside their rice cooker, right? Oh, Royce is out for tonight. That's not how Australians sound. That is how Americans doing bad Australian accents sound. If I say Royce or if I say rice, those two words are very different. They don't sound remotely the same. But if you are trying to put on a terrible Australian accent, then rice might sound like Royce. That would be me imitating an Australian accent. Oh, love, the Royce is out tonight. Nobody speaks like that. I don't speak like that. So when I say rice or if I say Royce, those words are very different. And it happens all the time. Like, yeah, there's another one of those ones about being like a good day to die. Like, I don't say today as to die. Those words are very different. If I say to die or today, to die is just like a bad Australian accent saying I'm going out to die. Like, nobody speaks like that. I don't speak like that. It's today. Very easy. I don't know why this happens, and I don't know why it pisses me off. Anyway, let's look at some back-to-back streams for Thursday to Friday. It's just Suns blokes. Cameron Payne, Jay Crowder, Cam Johnson, JaVale McGee if he's available. These are the guys that we are streaming for back-to-backs. For Thursday only, Simons, he's a must-roster bloke anyway, so add him. Cameron Payne, let's just do it in a bad Australian accent. Cameron Payne, Cam Johnson, Jay Crowder, Killian Hayes, Brandon Clark. You can stream all those blokes in. For deeper leagues, again, we're looking at Payne, Cam Johnson, Killian Hayes, Landry Shamat, Javonte Green, and Dennis Smith Jr. I'm sick of doing that. It was annoying me. All right, and points leagues. Make sure these guys are rostered. Anthony Simons, Cam Payne, Tyus Jones, Precious Achua, the big sneeze, Devin Vassell, Emmanuel Quickly, and Cameron Johnson. But before I let you go, the number one place for you to place all your bets is at BetOnline. No more props, more odds, more contests, more anything over there with those blokes. So head across and sign up today using their updated desktop site or your mobile device and use our code LOCKEDON. You get a 50% welcome bonus, whether it's football or basketball or hockey or boxing or UFC or betting on how many bad Australian accents you'll hear today. BetOnline has everything you need for the upcoming 2020 or for the continuing 2021 season. Everything that you need there. Hey, maybe even your favorite Vegas casino game. So BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to bet on all of your favorite sports. BetOnline is where the game starts. That'll do it for me today, guys. Don't forget to follow this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, and on the Odyssey app. If you are on YouTube, give me a thumb up, or maybe two of them. Leave your comments down below. Subscribe, share, tell your friends. Guys, we are done here. Thank you so much for listening, everyone. See ya.